Perfect. This meeting is being recorded. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to you, fellow colleagues from Top Class Hotel and Spa. This evening, we're extremely happy to be joining you from Master Consultancy Firm, and we're here to engage you in your strategic process on improving your information management systems here. Today, we are delighted to be here, a team of four: Miss Shermaine Lindsay, Miss Annmarie Johnson, Miss Keresha McKoy, and I am yours truly, Tamara Hylton. Today, we are going to be looking at the strategic objectives, upgrade, operating system from Microsoft Windows 7. We're also going to be looking at upgrading application software from Office 2002 to cloud solution. We will look at investing in data analytics and big data and what new careers or positions you can create in that area. We're going to be looking at procuring functional, useful, and enjoyable software solutions. And finally, we will look at considering master data management solution. This evening, I will be your first presenter, and I will be looking at how to upgrade from Microsoft Windows 7. Now, how do you go about upgrading from Microsoft Windows 7? Now, the first thing that needs to be done is to make sure that the PC meets the system requirements for the version of Windows that we want to upgrade to, and we're recommending that the upgrade be to minimum Windows 10. We're also asking that you back up your files and important data to an external hard drive or cloud storage. You'll then purchase a valid license for the new version of Windows. Then you will download and run Windows Upgrade Assistant to check for compatibility issues. Of course, in doing that, you want to follow the on-screen instructions to complete the upgrade process, as this may include accepting the license agreement and choosing a custom or express installation and entering your product key. Now, after all of this is done, you want to make sure that your files, your settings, and apps will be transferred to the new versions of Windows that would be installed. Now, what are the advantages or benefits of upgrading from Windows 7 to Windows 10? Number one, speed. Very fast, literally lightning speed in starting up your Windows 10. Additionally, you will never need to pay for Windows 10 once you would have purchased your program, and you will not have to pay for it again. It is efficient and productive. There are a number of apps that are available there also, and you can use it for doing whether it's large or small tasks, making it quite effective and productive. And we spoke to the variety of apps that may be available using Windows 10. It is also secure. So there are security features that are available with Windows 10. And I want to make note of three of those security features, which would be Device Guard, Microsoft Password, and Windows Hello. Now, additionally, for those systems that are more recent, you have both ransomware protection and exploit threat protection. Now we're going to be looking at how to update Office 2002 to cloud solution. Now to update, these are the steps that needs to be followed. You need to research cloud solutions that are compatible with your existing data and hardware. And in this case, we are recommending that you use Microsoft 365. Then you ensure that all existing data from Office 2002 application are backed up to ensure that you don't lose any information during the transition. After that, you will migrate the data to the cloud solution. And of course, this can be done manually by copying and pasting or through a bulk data transfer tool that would be provided by Microsoft 365. Then you will start using the new cloud solution, making sure to familiarize yourself with its features and capabilities, and if necessary, train employees on how to use these software. And we will be, of course, employing our service in training the various employees in using this new software. Finally, decommission the Office 2002 application and ensure that all data has been successfully transferred. Now, what are the benefits that you will experience from using Office 365? Now, of course, the benefits are many. Number one, you will have cloud accessibility, and of course, it allows you to access your files and applications from anywhere once you have internet connection. There will be regular updates and constantly updating with new features and security patches. You will also have collaborative tools, and this include real-time collaboration and communication tools such as Teams, SharePoint, and OneDrive for business. Other benefits include cost savings. So because it is subscription based and it offers cost savings over purchasing a perpetual license, that you would have done for Office 2002. Of course, it's also compatible. So it's compatible with various versions of Windows, Mac operating system. It also provides mobile access. So it doesn't matter where you are, you can access your files and collaborate on the go, on your tablets, on your mobile devices, and so on. There are also security features, and these are multi-factor authentication and data loss prevention, and this protects your data. Now, what are the features of Microsoft Office 365? As I indicated before, it's a cloud-based subscription service, and it is offered by Microsoft that provides access to a range of productivity and communication tools. And this include email and calendar. So you can exchange online email, calendar, and have an outstanding or a unique contact experience with email and calendar with Microsoft Office 365. There are also a variety of applications available through Office, so Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and of course these are quite recent, the latest versions, and of course you will see a variety of features also attached to those. File storage and sharing. OneDrive is for business, and it provides secure cloud-based storage and sharing for files and documents. There's also video and audio conferencing. So for meetings and so on, Teams provide a platform for video and audio conferencing. There can be instant messaging and collaboration. Security and compliance features are also available. So data loss prevention and multi-factor authentication. There is mobile accessibility, and we spoke to that, being able to access the software from anywhere on any device once there's internet connection. Soft cost saving, so it eliminates the need for upfront software costs and reduces the IT burden and provides automatic update. There's increased collaboration, so it helps promote teamwork and of course make it very much easier for people to work together. Now, what are the specifications that you need to upgrade? So definitely you will need to have an operating system, Microsoft Windows 10 or 11, Mac operating system 10.10. You'll also need to have a processor of 1.6 gigahertz or faster, RAM of 4 gigabytes for Windows 10, hard drive space of at least 3 gigabytes. You will also need screen resolution of 1280 times 800. And finally, you definitely will need internet connectivity, as you will not be able to perform the various updates and download and take advantage of those features if you have no internet connection. So these are how you can go about upgrading. Now we will move on to looking at investing in data analytics and big data. Ms. Keresha McKoy.
Thank you so very much, Ms. Hylton. Invest in data analytics and big data, and also we'll be looking at creating 3 new job positions. What is big data and data analytics? Big data refers to an extremely large volume of data and data sets that include structured and unstructured data coming in from multiple sources. Data analytics, however, is where the company will use information from the big data gathered to make informed and efficient business decisions for the company. What are some of the benefits of data analytics and big data? 1, it improves efficiency. Big data tool can improve operational efficiency. Your interaction with customers and their valued feedback help to collect large amount of valuable customer data. Analytics can then extract meaningful pattern hidden within the data to create customized products. Innovate. Big data allows you to update existing product services while innovating new ones. The large volume of data collected help businesses identify what fits their customers' base. Potential risk identification. Businesses function in high-risk environments, so they require effective risk management solutions to address issues. Big data plays a critical role in developing effective risk management processes and strategy. 4, customer acquisition and retention. The digital footprints of customers reveal a lot about their preferences and needs, purchase behavior, etc. Businesses use big data to observe customers' pattern and then tailor their products and services according to specific customers' needs. This goes a long way to ensure customer satisfaction, loyalty, and ultimately a considerable boost in sales. And finally, cost optimization. The cost reduction benefit of big data is aptly demonstrated through an instance from the logistic industry. But, okay, so invest in data analytics and big data. Based on the large amount of data that we collect here, that we receive and process on a day-to-day basis, we will need to get a system to manage all this data, which is why we are looking to invest in the Cloud Plus system. But what is the Cloud Plus system, you may ask? Cloud Plus system is a financial system that stores and analyzes data for both customers and employees. How does Cloud Plus system work? Cloud Plus will allow for all employees within the department to share, edit, etc. data on the same system at any time from anywhere. Cloud Plus will act as a storage database of both employees and clients. Cloud Plus will allow for updating of financial records, such as statements, banking details, etc. Cloud Plus will also allow for the organizing and recording of stocks. Data entry clerk and their duties. Data entry clerk is a professional responsible for transferring paper formats into computer files or database system. They handle typing in customers' information provided directly into an electronic format, creating spreadsheets with large numbers of figures. Some of their duties entails transferring data from paper formats into new Cloud Plus database system, typing in data provided directly from customers, and finally creating spreadsheet with large number of figures without mistakes. Cloud Plus system administrator and their duty. System administrators, also known as sysadmins, are IT professionals who make sure an organization's computer system are functioning and meet the needs of the organization. We will look at some of their duties. Troubleshoot and provide support, system support, maintain computer server and network, maintaining networks and network file system, upgrading, installing, and configuring application software and computer hardware, performing regular security tests and security monitoring, and finally, inventory supervisor and their duties. An inventory supervisor is a professional who oversees the inventory levels of businesses. Inventory supervisors have several responsibilities, many of which require daily monitoring and evaluation. Some of their duty entails maintain an orderly receivable channel to prevent pilferage, inspecting the levels of business supplies and raw material to identify shortage. Use software to monitor demand and document characteristics of inventory. And finally, analyze data to anticipate future needs. Thank you so much. I'll now turn over to Ms. Lindsay.
Thank you so much, Ms. McKoy. So you've asked us at Master Consultancy Firm to assist you in procuring functional, useful, and enjoyable software solutions for your business. Now, as designers, we're going to walk you through some issues with poor design that we've identified and that we want to avoid when building your websites. So we want to avoid the issue of confusing or cluttered navigation. So menus can be a critical part of any user interface, and they should be easy to understand and use. We also want to avoid pages that are slow or unresponsive. So this can be frustrating to the user. We know of pages that occasionally freeze or crash. We want to discourage that altogether. We also want to avoid pages that are not intuitive. So even for those who might be using the platform for the very first time, they should feel like they already know how it works and they should be able to find their way around with ease on the page. And we also want to avoid inefficiency. So to improve the product's efficiency and make it more effective, we want to reduce the number of steps required to get from the beginning to the end of the process. So some design principles that we will look at when building your pages would be to match the user experience and their expectations. And by doing this, we reduce the friction and discomfort of the user having to learn a new system. We also want to look at the cognition of the user. This is really their mental pressure to understand the application, and a good user interactive design minimizes the user's effort to think to complete a particular task. Looking at engagement of the user. So we know that what appeals to a teenager might be irrelevant to their grandparents, for example. So you want to design for your appropriate audience, and this is really key in the design process. We also want to look at the consistency of the design. Maintaining consistency helps the users to learn more quickly. All right, so we're moving on to the cognitive processes in the UX design, and we really want to look at the mental effort that is required to process and learn new information. So when we think about the user's attention, we want to ensure that they are able to identify and process specific information and prioritize what is relevant to the situation or goal and filter out what is not. We are also looking at perception. So this relates to the information we take in through the senses, right? How the user interprets it. So the process of how they see, what they see on the site, what they hear, and that overall experience for them. Important as well is their memory. So this is about what they store in their short-term as well as their long-term memory. All right, we're going to move on to the basic activities in the UX design process. And there are 4 activities that we want to look at when designing your pages. So we're going to work with stakeholders such as yourselves to understand your business requirements, what it is that you're trying to achieve, and of course, to define the problem that is being experienced. We also want to present to you a few design alternatives. So we'll present you with a conceptual design, show you details of the product, color, sound, images that will be present on your page. We also want to look at prototyping or wireframes. So these provide a tangible way of visualizing and evaluating the proposed design that we have for you, and we'll present that shortly. Now, in evaluating, right, we'll go through a lot of testing. We'll determine the usability and the acceptability of the pages and the mobile app. All right, so we're going to move on as well to the wireframe. So this is where we show you what a mock-up of your page would look like. So you have an idea of what this software solution will be. So you're going to see the layout of your page. And of course, we'll walk you through the steps in terms of setting that up. Now, a few user interface design principles we will share with you as well. So we want to ensure that your pages are structured and organized, right? Easy to access and understand. Now, we want to ensure as well that it is simple. You know, your users will not be drawn to do something complicated. We want to ensure that it remains as simple as possible in a format that people can interface with and understand easily. We also want to look at the visibility principle. So we want to ensure that the more visible an element is on the page, we know that the users are more likely to use it. And of course, drive those bookings to top class hotel and spa. And of course, the feedback principle is how your product interfaces and designed to respond. This is the type of output that it generates based on how your users will eventually interact with it. All right, so we're going to look as well on the tolerance principle, how flexible your page is, right? We want to ensure that the cost of mistakes are reduced, allow persons to be able to correct mistakes should those be done on the page. And of course, our reuse principle, basically, the user should not have to remember the interrelated processes and the flow of application. That should be automatic. So we look at the UI design techniques, right? And of course, we spoke about consistency. Consistent elements in the user interface allows the user to feel more comfortable and are able to get things done quicker on your pages. And of course, the importance of navigating within the screen should be organized and structured. That's what we'll do for you. We'll ensure that we use colors appropriately and we will follow the contrast rule. Right? Now, the design as well should be intuitable. This means that your user should always know what to do next. You know, they're on the page, we don't want them to get confused at all. And of course, we know that they'll make some mistakes throughout the process, right? So the UI design will allow customers to be able to explore the product, knowing that they can easily undo errors. So we look at 6 UI design guidelines. We'll just walk you through a few of those. So visibility of the user status. They should always know where they are on the page and know what the next steps are. And this gives them a sense of user control and freedom. So they know that they might select an action in error. We make it easy for them to back out of that. Now, we also want to match the real world and what is on the system. So everything that's on your pages should appear in a natural and logical order. And of course, we maintain our consistency and our standards throughout the process. Looking at error prevention as well. This is something that we spoke about. And of course, to design effectively, we have to focus on preventing these high cost errors to you, the company. And of course, we want to ensure that as a UI designer, our team ensures that the users do not need to remember or transfer information from one part of the interface to another. All right, so these are some of the design principles that will be applied to your web pages. We move on now to Ms. Johnson, who will be talking to you about master data management.
Thank you, Ms. Lindsay. So what is master data management? It is an information system used by companies to store information that are shared across the company. MDM tries to define and manage information to reduce duplication and inconsistency by using a standardized system. So how is this important to your organization? It ensures consistency with data across multiple platforms, provide for more effective and timely decision-making. It assists with risk management. It increases customer satisfaction, which is important to you. Ensure compliance with regulation, and also provide a necessary foundation for successfully implementing other technologies, such as artificial intelligence and cloud computing and robotics, as you heard before. So what are some of the benefits of MDM? It provides seamless information across multiple channels. It helps you to understand your customer better, provide a unified view of data assets, increase trust in data presented for decision-making, connect everything and anything, helps complete data originating from different sources, and of course, increase accountability. So we're now going to be looking at some of the issues that MDA can address. The first one is inconsistent data. 2, data that has been updated in one system, but not in any other. And lastly, duplication data. So there are also some challenges that you face when you are implementing data management. So first one is horizontal coordination, and this ensures effective coordination across numerous lines of business, and this is caused by a people issue. Next one is system integration. Lack of cross integration of the system will cause a level of manual process to manage, and this is usually caused by technology issue. Consistency in meaning, this is simplifying the processes for resolving systematic inconsistency, and this is knowledge management issue. Now we're also going to be looking at the process of master data management. What happens is that we will first collect our data from various sources, and then we would consolidate that data, and then we will also clean the data to ensure that there is no duplication or inconsistency, and then we will distribute to our users. We will use data governance to monitor and control this process. So we're changing to a new system, and so there are some changes that will take place. Now, Bridges use 4 Ps to explain how this process will take place. And so the first P is purpose. Why is the company implementing MDM? Why is it important to the business, and why is it important to the individuals in the organization? Next one is picture. What is the future state will have once the MDM is implemented? And plan actually steps and timeline to get to the future state. And we can't do it without participation. So what each individual roles will be both during the transition and once at the future state. Next slide, please. So there are some risks that comes with master data management. The power of master data management can help the organization transform its operation and services. The power of this data is clear, but as you know, there are persons who will internally and externally that will misuse the system, and coupled with onslaught of data breaches and growing compliance requirements, the organization must rethink their processes and tools for identifying, analyzing, and protecting sensitive data. So the first step in process is identifying what data needs to be protected. This includes not only identifying the value of the data, but also who has access to it and how it is stored. Once an organization knows what data they need to protect, they can assess how vulnerable it is. Finally, an organization must implement measures or controls that will help mitigate the risk of a breach or loss event occurring. This may include encryption or access control, as well as requiring 2-factor authentication. So top-class hotel and spa must understand that while MDM solution can help break down the operational silos, the success of the program must begin with your business commitment and shared accountability. Now we have come to the end of our presentation, and now we're going to open the floor for any questions that you might have. Okay, so we want to thank you for all those questions, and we want this on behalf of my colleagues. I want to say thank you very much for being a part of this presentation, and we look forward to doing business with you in the future. Please have a good evening.